Okay, so early on we did a video on the 1, 2, 3 block, where this being 1 inch, this being 3 inch, and this being 2 inch. They're wonderful for setup. They're dead flat. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can even set thicknesses with it. So over the years, I kind of get a little into gauge blocks, and when I do my setups for thicknesses, I bought these at the same place I bought this. I think I called it out earlier. These are all from Liberty Tool. And then I ran across these at Liberty Tool. And these are angled blocks, okay? And I've always wanted over the years to buy some really good gauge blocks for setting up maybe a table saw or checking angles that I've set up, maybe on a shooting board or something, okay? But those are also, and these are really cool because you can see where the machinist dialed in his name or scribed in his name. Here's one where it was punched in. These are just fun, right? But early on, I didn't have a lot of money, but I had a really good slide compound miter saw. And I realized if I use a stable material, I can make my own gauge blocks for angles. When I'm setting up a table saw, even checking the angle on a track saw, or any kind of angled work. And I can just take even a sliding bevel to them when I do some layout, because I know that this is 45, this is 6 degrees, that's 22.5. Look how old these are. Look, that was 10 degrees. I remember the project down in Fort Lauderdale. I needed a 10 degree to set up my table saw. And these are out of MDF, and when I said stable material, this material here is starboard. I got this off a yacht down in Fort Lauderdale. Look at this great little, I even did a core box bit in there just to give it a little, but I know that's a perfect 90 for setting up things. So let me show you how I do this. This slide compound miter saw is so accurate. I got this in 2007. And what I want to point out is anytime I walk up to a miter saw, okay, and I'm cutting 90 degrees, I check my miter, but I also come over here and I check my bevel to make sure I'm at 90. Now the other thing I do is I'm gonna put a 90 on here, okay, because we're gonna be making these gauge blocks. I always make sure I use a hold down. Now, I'm going to cut a 22.5. So I'm going to bring it over here, and there's a positive detent at 22.5. I'm going to lock it down. Now here's the most important part. At 90, when I'm cutting this, and the way I just cut this, the hold down works great, okay? It's a great safety thing. But as I'm pushing it, it's being held to the fence. But not now. If you want an accurate angle cut on a slide compound miter saw, you must use, and I'm just gonna get the laser on here so you can see this, you must use a hold down because now it's a pushed cut. So now I'm gonna cut this. Okay. And now I'm just gonna label that 22.5, and now I can set up my table saw. I know, or my sliding bevel, I know that's exactly 22.5. So what I'll do is I'll take it now, I'll bring it back to 90, okay, and this will be fun. Let's do this. I'm gonna take it, let's do a double. I could take this now, I'm gonna give it a nice footprint, okay, and let's do a 45. So now I got a dual setup there. So now I can take that, I'm just gonna label that, and I chose MDF for this, and that's 45 degree. Right there, that's my 22.5, and now I can take that, and I know that's dead on accurate. So there you go.